everyone. Welcome to Thursday morning. No, today's Friday. Friday morning yoga. So I've moved into my exercise slash office space in my house. Hopefully so it's not so distracting with the dog. And so hopefully the sound and the lighting is okay for you, and we'll just get together for an hour or so and create some energy today. So the thing of staying home is I either feel really frenetic or I feel really like I don't want to do anything. So I thought we'd just create some energy, some inner heat, and see how that works for you. It works for me. So we're going to begin actually today laying down. So once again, grab your props, press pause if you need to get them. We'll need a blanket today, something to use as blocks, and an eye pillow. I don't think we'll need a strap today at all. And if you can get some kind of a pillow that we can build a little bit of a restorative space a little bit later in the practice, that will be great. So stop that if you need to. Otherwise, lay down on your mats and let your head be cradled by your blanket in any way that feels good for you, preferably supporting your whole head and not letting just your neck and letting your head fall backwards. Feel the long length of your spine right along the mat. Notice the turnout of your feet. Notice your hands pressing up towards or turn towards the ceiling. And maybe lift up one shoulder and place it back down, and then the other and place it back down, so you really feel the connection of your shoulder blades to the mat. And then just take an inventory of how you feel right now. And notice your breath. Notice the quality of that breath, whether it's shallow. Notice if there's any place on your body that feels sore, that feels in need of your tender, loving care today. And it may be just that you need to just relax your mind. So just notice that, and maybe set a personal intention to just take extra care of you, or maybe you and that part. And then as you lay here, just begin to notice each part of your body as a separate entity, as part of a whole, perfect entity. So bring your awareness to the crown of your head. And bring a breath in through your nose. See if you can find whether or not you can make it go to the top of your head at the same time it's going down towards your belly. Breath can fill your whole body. And then exhale and feel it just leaving the crown of your head and leaving out through your nose. Inhaling once again, bringing your attention to your eyes. Breathing into your eyes. Sending that breath down to your belly, and then exhaling. Feeling the energy come from your crown of your head and now involving your eyes. And then as you take your next inhale, feel it just fill your whole face. Your belly's rising, but your face is light. And then exhale, feeling it drain from your face, empty from your belly. And now on your next inhale, involve the crown of your head, your whole face, and involve your shoulders and your neck. Maybe you even feel your heart space shining forward, lifting. And exhale from the crown of your head, involving your face and your neck and shoulders. Inhale, involve all of the upper body,
And go all the way down to your sacrum, involving your whole spinal cord. And exhale. On your next inhale, feel that breath going to your belly, but also from the crown of your head, all the way down past your hips into your legs. And as you exhale, you're going to feel that breath, or imagine that breath coming from two directions. So from your legs, back out through your nose, and from the top of your head, right out through your nose. Now the final breath from the top of your head, involving your neck, your face, your shoulders, your sacrum, your legs, and all the way down to your toes. Pause. Feel your whole body with beautiful energy. And then exhale all of it back out. I'm going to do that 2 more times, inhaling your whole body, inhaling from the crown of your head, filling your whole body all the way down to the tips of your toes. And then exhaling everything back out. And one last time, inhaling. Really feel every single part of your body filling with beautiful, fresh energy. And then exhaling everything out. Just letting it slowly come out through your nose. And then open your eyes and just roll your head from side to side. Just moving your neck. And then maybe moving your arms out by your sides and just reaching first to the right with your right arm and then reaching to the left and side to side. If you have shoulder issues, continue doing this. If you don't, bring your arms overhead, making a fist, and then flexing your feet, and then releasing everything back down, bending your knees, placing your feet on the floor, roll yourself over. I'm going to come right up into tabletop here. So hands right below your shoulders, knees right below your hips. Flow just a moment through cat and cow. Just moving your spine. We're going to move immediately into some motion today, creating energy. So curl your toes under, press up into downward facing dog. Now you always have the option to use your books or your blocks or whatever you have to bring up your downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog just a little bit, moving one knee and then the other. And then just breathing here, pressing into your hands, pressing your shoulder blades away from each other, creating some space there. Come to stillness. Look up between your hands. Take as many steps as it will take you. Go slowly to come to between your hands. Now remember, the whole time you could have been using these blocks. Hands in front. Let your head hang down. Shake your head. Yes, yes, yes. Shake your head. No, no, no. If any of you have low back issues, you can do this just from here, from the half forward fold. Forward fold to half forward fold. Hands outside your knees. And then reverse swan dive. Scoop your belly. Nice flat back. Come all the way up. Hands to the ceiling. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. So from here, we're just going to go into our first energy creating move, empty coat sleeve. So be free here. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So just wiggle around a little bit and then begin to just gently move from side to side. And involve your whole body, lifting up one heel and then the other. Letting these arms just fly from side to side. And then maybe we'll pick up the pace a little bit. Maybe make fists out of your hands and give yourself some gentle love tap. Creating some energy, moving, 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 turning. Letting your head go with your arms. If you're getting dizzy, you can just look forward. But keep your eyes open, don't close your eyes. And let's increase the energy even more by using an exhale, saying ha, 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 ha. And slow it down. Ha, 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 ha. Beautiful. Heel toe your feet together.
and bring yourself to your first Tadasana of the day. So we take ourselves away from center and we always return to center. It's the only way to continue, and we do this in life all day long. So find your Tadasana. So Tadasana is built from the ground up. So you can find the hip distance by a little bit of a jump. You can look down, make 2 fists out of your hands, and 2 fists width between your feet. Your feet are facing forward. Use your second toes to be facing parallel. Soft knees, hips neutral, shoulders up, and then drop, then hands down by your sides. And just look straight ahead. Maybe find a drishti, or if a drishti isn't available, you can just look down with a soft gaze and just take a breath here. Feel how already your pulse is slowing down from that movement that we just did. But we're going to speed it right back up again. So once again, just separate your feet, and we're going to do breath of joy. Inhale up. And then we're going to bend our knees deeply, scoop in, scoop the ground, and sweep back up. Breath of joy. Inhale up and down, and inhale up. And exhale. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale up. Exhale right out through your mouth. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Stay down. Bring your hands to your knees. Look up, nice flat back. Breathe here. Inhale, feel your belly. Press towards the floor. And exhale. And then come back down. Hands go to the floor. And sweep back up. Sweep back down. Once again, hands to your knees, flat back. Drop back down. Hands follow. Inhale back up. One more time. Sweep down. Hands to your knees. Beautiful. Stay here. Raise up the right heel and then lower. Raise up the left heel and lower. Raise up the right toe and lower. Raise up the left toe and lower. Beautiful. Sweep down, sweep up. Oh, and once again, heel toe yourself. Create your Tadasana. Find the strength in the stillness. Find the power from the bottom of your feet all the way to the crown of your head. Wonderful. And now we're going to do some arm work. So hands are going to be out by your sides. Heel toe a little bit wider than hip distance apart. I'm going to do heart like a hub. So in heart like a hub, it's a really difficult move because we want to swing like we were just doing in empty coat sleeves. So it's a heart like a hub. Imagine that your heart is the center of a wheel, a spoked wheel, and your arms are the spokes. So as we turn, it's only a turn from the waist. My hips are staying forward. And it's hard because I want to turn my head, but I don't want to turn my head to look over my right arm. And I want to make sure my left arm and my right arm are like the same spokes. So spokes don't go like this, or spokes don't do this, or lag behind. So it's really difficult to come back to center. And then we're going to turn to the left. And it's a very small movement. So as I go to the left, I'm really pressing into my feet to hold me right there, and then come back through center. As I go to the right, I'm pressing into my right foot more to make me not go beyond, and then come back through center. Press into my left foot as I go left. Look back, make sure, see my arm is wanting to lag. It's a really challenging move. Come one more time. Once again, don't get frustrated, just notice that we go into pattern. So as I turn to the right, my left arm naturally wants to come forward, but I want to resist it. And then come forward and press into my left foot as I turn left and come forward. Now your arms and your shoulders are feeling it. So make circles with your shoulders up. Make circles with your shoulders forward. Beautiful. Arms back out by your sides. Pump, pump, pump. Palms facing down. Now make circles, small circles in one direction. And then the other direction. If you have shoulder or neck issues and you're feeling this, bring your hands to your shoulders and just do gentle movements with your elbows. There's no reason to cause pain. It's just moving your joints. So if you want a little bit more challenge, you'll do them with your arms out. to go in one direction. It really doesn't matter. Do it about 5 times. Pause. The pause is where the magic happens. Inhale. And exhale and start to go in the other direction. Wonderful. Sweep those arms up. And arms come down like goddess arms. Arms come up. Arms go out. Arms come forward. Arms go up. Arms like goddess. Arms go out. Arms come forward. Arms go up. Arms come forward. Arms go out. Goddess. Up. Goddess. Up. Goddess. Out. And drop your arms. Roll your shoulder blades. Give yourself a little bit of a break here. Wonderful. And now we're going to just go into a few lunges here. So come forward and hinge from your hips. Drop your hands down to the blocks or to the floor. Step back first with your right leg, left leg. Right leg is forward, and drop your knee down. And then from here, bring your hands to your knees. Now feel the hip flexor on the left side, just opening up as I'm pressing here. And then come back down, curl that toe, press up, and step forward. Forward fold, half forward fold. Swan dive up, reverse swan dive, and then hands to heart center. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive. Step back this time with the right foot. Drop your knee. Place your hands on your knee. Come up to a kneeling position here. Feel the opening of this hip flexor. Press down on your left foot. Hands back to the blocks. Curl your toes. Once again, low lunge here. And then step forward. Forward fold. Half forward fold. Inhale up. Hands to heart center. So we're going to go through and build on that lunge. So you may want your blocks. You may want to just use the floor, whatever makes it easier for you. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Scoop this belly as you come down. Hands go to your ankles, the floor, or the blocks, whatever works for you. Shake your head, yes, yes, yes. Shake your head, no, no, no. Hands go to the half forward fold, hands to outside your knees. Scoop your belly, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Hands to outside your knees, flat back. Scoop your belly, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Hands to the ankles, hands to the floor, whatever works for you. You can keep your knees bent if that works better for you, so you can get down. There's no right or wrong here. Beautiful. Hands to outside your knees, flat back. Scoop your belly. Come all the way back up. Hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale. This time grab your blocks or bend your knees so your feet are on the floor. Step back with your right foot. Drop your knee. Feel the movement of your knee forward. So come up onto your knee if that's available to you. Feel this opening here. Bring your hands to heart center here. So here you're feeling the length created in your right hip flexor. Press down on your left foot. Feel the energy being created here just from the kneeling. Now this may be enough for all of you if you want a little additional challenge to throw yourself off center. Keeping your hands together at heart center. Press your left hand into your right and turn to the right. Now if you notice your muscles shaking, that's good. It just means they're moving. And then come back through center. Press your right hand into your left to turn yourself over to the left. Find the steadiness, find the balance, come back through center. Grab onto your blocks or lean forward into the floor. And then if you have blocks or tools, you're just going to open up this front leg and let this foot pop up. So your hands can be here, your hands can be on your leg,
Your hands could be, you know, wherever you need them to be. So we're just doing this runner stretch here on our left leg. So just breathe through here. And then shift your weight forward. Once again, curl that back toe, pop up, step forward, forward fold, half forward fold, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Hands to heart center, inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Hands to half forward fold, hands down. Hands to the blocks if you're using the blocks. Otherwise, step back with your left leg. Shift your weight into your front knee, drop your left knee. Now we're going to feel the hip flexor on the left leg. I'm going to come up, press into my knee. And that may be just enough. So stay here if that feels good. Remember, bring your shoulder blades back. Don't let anything creep up here. Always find the balance here. Hands to heart center if that works for you. Try to find the balance. If you need your hands to your legs, keep your hands to your legs. It doesn't matter. If you need to reach out or have a chair by your side, you notice I have an exercise ball. I could have put that ball here for stability. Whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. And then here with our right leg up this time, inhale. Take your right hand, press it into your left, and turn to the left. And come back forward. And exhale, come to the right. Beautiful, come back forward. Hands go down to the floor or your blocks. And then we're just gonna open up and let that front leg just open up, runner stretch. Feel your hamstring. So you're breathing here. So I'm not trying to collapse myself down. I'm trying to stay long with my spine, nice and long. So I'm gazing actually beyond my toes here. Wonderful. Shift your weight back forward here. Use your blocks if you have them. Curl your back toe under. Pop up into a lunge once again. Pressing down on your right foot. Find the stability. Find the strength. And pop yourself back up. Forward fold. Half forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Come all the way back up. Hands to heart center. Wonderful. So come to the long end of your mat. We're going to do some balance postures here. So we just kind of opened up our hips. So in balance postures, the most important thing is the standing leg. So you find your Tadasana, you find that strength from just the standing posture. So again, find that width, that hip distance width that works for you. Shoulders up, shoulders back. We start out in Tadasana so that you've got your foundation. Foundation is important with everything. Shift your weight to your right leg and then just gently bring this left leg up. If you can bring it up to your waist height, wonderful. If you can't, bring it here, whatever works for you. If you are having trouble balancing and you have a chair, you could put a chair right here. You could turn if you had a windowsill like I had or a table and use that for balance. But remember, the work is happening in the standing leg here. So it really doesn't matter what this leg is doing. And then lower this leg down. So I have a teacher that calls the leg that's being raised the party leg. So we're going to do things with the party leg but we're bringing all the awareness of pressing down into our foot to rise up. And then we're going to bring this left leg out and bring it around to the front and tap it down. Bring it up and tap it forward. Bring it up and tap it back. Bring it up and tap it to the side. Bring it up and tap it across. Bring it up and bring it down. All the time the party leg was moving. I actually like that phrase. The standing leg was doing all the work. You maybe weren't even paying attention to how strong that right hip was becoming. So once again, bring that left leg up. Bring it out. Bring it forward. Kick it out. Kick it back. Standing leg is strong. Up and down. Awesome. Shift your weight into your left leg. If you need to take a break, take a moment. And Tadasana in center. Always go back to your center.
Inhale, right leg comes up. And notice maybe your left leg is not as strong as your right or vice versa. And then press that leg down. Remember, it doesn't matter how high it's going. Remember, the work is from the standing leg. Bring this right leg out and bring it forward. Bring it out and bring it forward. And tap it down and bring it up. And tap it forward and bring it up. And tap it back and bring it up. Tap it to the side and bring it up. Cross and bring it up. Bring it down. One more time with the standing left leg. Shift, bring it up. Bring it out. Bring it up. Kick it out. And lower. Awesome. So there was your standing postures. There's your strength. Once again, return to the short end of your mat, the top of your mat. Inhale up. Exhale. Once again, come back into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Find the restorative nature of downward facing dog right now. We just did a lot of movement. So you say, well, how can that be restorative? Well, it can be restorative because I'm going to rest in it. I'm going to press my hands into my fingertips, get some of the weight off of your thumb joints for those of you. And for those of you that have a lot of thumb issues, if you let this thumb joint drop off of a block, it often helps. It doesn't help everybody, but it often helps by just letting this thumb hang off. If your wrists are really, or your hands are really sore, remember that you can create your dog. It's more like a dolphin, but you can always do this, or you can bring them up to the highest level. So I know a lot of you have wrist and thumb issues, so we can do this. So it's a little more awkward, but you can always pause and experiment with what works for you here. So here I am in downward facing dog. I'm just going to shift my weight just enough to drop my knees and move my blocks out of the way. I'm going to flow back and forth once again through cats and cows, inhaling into cat and exhaling into cow. Inhaling into cat, exhaling into cow. One more time, inhaling. Curl your toes under. One more time, press up into downward facing dog. Once again, look between your hands. Take as many little baby steps, and I like to try to sometimes do them in a line. It challenges my balance even more. Come back, hands outside your knees for flat back. Inhale back up, and hands to heart center. This time, step back with your left foot. So your foot is at a 45-degree angle. I'm ideally having my front hips facing as forward as I can. My front leg is straight. So we're not really going into Warrior One right now. We're more in a pyramid posture. So we just opened up our hamstring from that runner stretch. So we're really poised to be able to use that hamstring length that we created. So just bend forward halfway. So as I bring my hands to my hips, I'm bringing my shoulder blades back towards each other and leaning back halfway. Feeling the hamstring just until it gets activated. I'm looking about 8 inches or so in front of my mat. Inhaling back up and exhaling down. Inhaling back up. Notice that your front leg has to really press into the mat to hold you there. This time, let your arms come behind you like you're flying, your palms facing up. Beautiful. Now, if it works for you, you can continue to lower yourself down with your head towards your knees. Don't force yourself. So as you get more wiggly, keep your eyes open, keeps your balance better. Draw your shoulder blades together, so you're drawing your shoulder blades together as your hands are reaching behind and up if that works for you. And then sweep back to half, and then reach, come back up, draw your shoulder blades together. Now bend into that knee to just give that hamstring a break. We're in Warrior One. Flow out of Warrior One and into Warrior One. Flow out of Warrior One. Flow into Warrior One. Drop your arms, use control, step forward. Find your Tadasana, find your center. Inhaling. Shift your weight to your left leg, step back with your right. Once again, my foot is a little bit of an angle, trying to get my hips somewhat forward. So it's really hard if your foot is here to turn. Look what happens to my knee. It will rip my knee. So I have my knee, my foot at a 45-degree angle. Now some of you, your hips just won't work unless it's almost like railroad tracks. So whatever works for you. Experiment, then you know where to go when you're in this position. Hands to your hips. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades together. And we're just going to fold halfway. Find and experiment with how does that hamstring feel compared to the right. Maybe, like mine, your right leg is shaking. And then come up. Exhale down. And come up. One more time, exhale down. Inhale up. Next exhale down, we're going to use our arms. So bring your arms like wings. Draw your shoulder blades together, your palms facing the ceiling. Press as if there was a heavy tray on those hands. So you're resisting that tray, you're holding it. And then if it works for you, lower your head down towards your knees. Try to keep that tray, the weight of that tray. Breathe. Breathe. And then inhale. Hands to your hips once again. Bring yourself up. Shift your weight to give your knee a little break into Warrior One. Flow out of Warrior One. Flow into Warrior One. Flow out of Warrior One. Flow into Warrior One. I love this right now. It feels so good right here for my hip flexor. Feels just good all around it to move. And then bring my arms down and step forward. Once again, find your Tadasana. Drop into chair. Breathe here in chair. And exhale up. Inhale, drop. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Drop into chair. Bring your hands to heart center. Now this may be just enough for you to hold here. And that's perfectly fine, stay. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, keep this arrangement exactly the same. Press your left hand into your right. Turn like we did when we were doing our lunge. And then come back through center. And exhale to the left. Press right hand into left. Inhale. One more time, press. Your legs are strong, even if they're shaking. And press. Come back to center. Hands to your knees and straighten yourself out. Find your Tadasana once again. Oh, take a nice deep breath here. Inhale your hands to your heart center. Inhale up. Once again, swan dive. Bend your knees deeply and step back through downward facing dog. Once again, find your dog. Press into your hands, your fingertips. Especially you're pressing between your thumb and your forefinger. Of course, if you have problems with your thumb, you're going to avoid that. Or you can roll up a washcloth here. There's so many options. Drop onto your knees. So just swing yourself around. And we're going to come onto our backs right now. So, I don't really need anything right now. Roll down. Let your head be off of the blanket. Hands to your pelvic bones, or your hip bones right here. And then roll into a pelvic tuck, feeling the flattening of your spine against the mat. And then roll away into a pelvic tilt. And roll into a pelvic tuck, really rolling, feeling as if there was a bowl here, and then we're rolling away. And one more time, roll, and come to neutral. Inhale your right knee up into your chest, and release it. And your left knee up into your chest, and release it. Bring your arms overhead, float them overhead.
and lower. Drop your hands, grab onto the edges of your mat to pull on the edges of the mat. Feel the feedback that does by drawing your shoulder blades together. Press into your feet, raise your heels. And lower. Once again, pull on your mat, raise up your hips. And lower. We're going to make this into a flowing bridge now. Arms are going to go overhead. At the same time, your hips are going to come up. So I did it separately to show you, but we're going to come back down, and we're going to do this 5 times. So move your feet a little bit closer to your buttocks. And as you lift up, scoop your belly, inhale up. Press into your feet. Your arms are going overhead. Relax your glutes. Don't squeeze them. And then come back down. Inhale up. This is 4. And exhale down. Remember, as you come up, don't let your knees splay. Your knees are pressing towards the front of your mat. Inhale up. And exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. And 1 last one. Make it count. Bring it up and over. If it feels good to you, stay here for a moment, pressing into your feet. What I like to do here sometimes is I really like the feeling of this stretch on my side body. I'll come up on my toes, raising my heels, really feeling how that activates my hamstrings, and then I'll drop down to my heels, and I'll do that 2 or 3 times. Just feeling the back of my hamstrings just firing up. I like it. And then drop down. And 1 more time, come all the way up. And then lower. And then slowly lower your spine all the way down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Lands your arms down by your sides. Move your feet to the edges of your mat and just windshield wiper your legs from side to side, opening up your hips, opening up your pelvis, and just feeling what's happening. And then just bring your feet together. Drop over to one side. Come up into a seated position. So I'd like to do just a little bit of a restorative posture if you have the tools. So if you can put either a blocks or your boxes, and then get your blanket or your towels and make it into like a little tower for you. We're going to bring our feet to one side, and so my ankle is tucked into my left arch here, if that works. If not, one leg can be out, whatever feels right. So you're just going to turn on either side of what we created. Now, of course, if you have a bolster at home or a big couch pillow, you can do the same thing with that. I don't have that here. And if when you do this, you're not high enough, then you make a creation, or don't do this at all. Bring your hands on either side of what little structure you created. I'm turning. That same, when we did Heart Like a Hub, the turn was coming from here. Dropping your hands down and lowering myself down. Now, it's not quite as nice as a bolster, but it is a nice twist for your spine. So inhaling here, close your eyes. Just going to stay here just for about 10 breaths. And you can make those breaths as fast or as slow as you want them. I always am an advocate of slowing it down. Slowing it down. So we had a pretty energizing practice, so we want to bring it down to stillness. Close your eyes if that helps you to go more inward. Let your shoulders round down. You feel a lot of pressure on your left hip. What can you do to move it? Maybe can you move a little bit side by side, wiggling it. I have 2 more breaths here. So this is a restorative posture. Ideally done with the most comfortable props, but we use what we have. Be creative. Doesn't really matter. When you're ready to come out of this, press up into, you're still turned towards that, place your hand on it, and then turn back to here. So that's a pretty big twist, so you want to be smart coming out of it. So the best way to do this is swing your feet around to the front, switch, so now my left ankle is tucked into my right, and I'm going to turn my props to the other side, but you at home could have just turned from the other way and used the same setup. I just didn't want to have my back to you, so I'm turning this way here. But you could easily have done that. Remember, if this doesn't feel comfortable for your knees, one leg can be out, or maybe it's the top leg that needs to be out. Just be mindful that it's going to be a twist for your upper body. So turn to face your created bolster, lean into it, and fall over it. So when you're doing it, you're elongating your spine, getting tall, and then dropping down, and your head is turned in the direction of your knees. And we're going to once again spend 10 breaths here. I have a corner of a very firm block digging into me here. So just readjust so that you feel the length of your spine. And then just drop in here, closing your eyes. And then maybe your breaths are really long. Your inhales and exhales, hopefully as equal as possible. To just regulate your central nervous system, regulate your blood pressure. Just allowing you to drop out of all the activity, and then in a controlled manner, have some rest. By my count, I have about 3 more breaths. And I don't like to cut my restorative postures short. They're important for rebalancing. And if it doesn't work for you, you could always just switch into Shavasana now. Whatever works for you. Unfortunately, I can't see you. And I can't help you. But you know all the tools right within yourself. One more breath here. Nice long exhale. And then I'm going to place my hands on either side of my created bolster. Press myself up, facing the bolster. Maybe take my right hand to turn myself around. Beautiful. Open up my legs. So I'm now in Baddha Konasana. Before you do that, just get rid of the blocks so that they are not in your way, but you will need your blanket here. Now it's almost time for Shavasana, so if you need to put on a jacket or socks or something else, I totally encourage you to use something to cover over your eyes. Eye pillows are ideal. And just bring your feet together, your hands are behind you, and slowly lower yourself down onto your mat. And then adjust your blanket so that it's underneath your head in a manner that just gives you a little bit of elevation, because we're just going to segue from here right into Savasana. Draw your feet a little bit closer to your groin area and let your knees fall out. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable for you, either don't do it, or remember you have pillows or the option to take blocks to tuck underneath your knees. So this can be a deep inner thigh stretch for some people. So just let your arms come out by your sides, or bend them like goalposts, whatever feels the most comfortable. And once again in this, we're going to take about 5 deep breaths. So using this as a restorative posture as well, inhaling. And then exhaling, hopefully as long as your inhale, or even longer. Don't rush your breath here. It's really nice to balance a very active practice with some stillness. It really helps us to shift into a balanced life. Take the principles of yoga and use them. If you find yourself running around acting frenetic, stop and just sit in stillness. Maybe 10 breaths. Or conversely, if you find yourself really, really, really lazy, get up and do some empty coat sleeves or a breath of joy. 10 rounds of breath of joy will bring energy into you. So from here, if you've got supports under your thighs, move them. Cover your eyes if you haven't already with your eye pillow. Extend your legs out. Bring your arms down by your sides. And for today, I encourage you to have your palms facing up to receive the benefits of the practice. Now, the mudra of having your palms facing down is always an option. And that just means you want to be able to absorb what you internally have rather than receiving what the universe has. But today I'm using the mudra of the arms up for us to receive from the universe and for us to take the energy we created today and give it out. In particular today to all of those people on the front lines that are working and exposing themselves. So our nurses, our doctors, grocery workers, delivery people, mail people, send the positive energy we created in this practice out to them. So remain here in Shavasana, and I have a lovely poem that is by Donna Folds that I would like to read to you while you're in Shavasana. Something in me is being pulled out at the roots, thrashed on the ground, the tender parts bared, beaten, left to dry and blow away like so much chaff. Something is dying. The clear sky of mind is obscured by cloud and illusion. The moon neither rises nor sets now, and the debts of a lifetime demand payment. This is when faith is tested. The choice to discredit what I know and crawl into a hole of my own making will leave me bereft of any consolation. To be present in pain is the only path worth taking. To acknowledge light is not denying darkness, but oh, how hard it is to recall there is a choice. A chance to ask for strength and grace. And in the asking, there is the subtlest of shifts, an opening, nearly imperceptible, an opening to receive. There is one ray of light, and then more. I open the door, take one deep breath, and begin another day. So you can stay in Shavasana as long as you choose. But for now, if you want to stay with me, roll yourselves or begin to move your fingers and your toes, bringing some movement and deepening your breath. And then rolling over onto your sides for a moment, cradling your head. And then using your arms to press yourself up into a seated position. And then bringing your hands together at heart center, joining me, bowing your heads in gratitude. Always, always gratitude. Today, gratitude just for being able to practice, for being in a safe space where we can join together. Gratitude for all the people working, all the people
that are out there on behalf of us. I offer you and I wish you the most beautiful day, full of peace and calm. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.